Hi, welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons with the Bronze Bombers. Yeah, last time you all were heading out to help your good friend Derek Highwater in the Kletar Midlands because Lord Bakaris, who became a general out of his esteem and name pretty much alone, his family esteem and name, not his own, pushed a little too far and basically fucked around and found out, for lack of a better phrase, and they got attacked by a red dragon army contingent out here in the prairie grasslands, basically, of this Calaman region. As you all were heading there, Melvin, you were remembering a very weird encounter you had with Melodia the night before when you all were hanging out with the Finn Mascar, which are the nomadic horse people with Istarian blood. And yeah, and in this weird vision, Melvin, Melodia called out to you once again from the amulet, basically showed you what looks to be the legend of Astriel. Correct? Astriel? Lunalax, if I'm getting her name right. Yeah, basically, this is the legend of the beginning of the Nuanesti, which are the dark elves or drow of this world of Calaman that we kind of created. But they weren't the Nuanesti yet in this vision. They looked like, Sylvanesti, Qualinesti, Kaganesti elves, kind of mixed, heading down into the underdark of this world. And yeah, shit kind of went crazy in that vision. Astriel, using some kind of power, using the diadem perhaps, was able to, conjure intense, powerful magics that helped bring in ruins and temples and buildings from who knows where and who knows when, and kind of created the first city for the new Anesti, almost single-handedly and in her vision. And yeah, it kind of alluded to a mysterious servant who was kind of taking books and scrolls and serving Astriel during this time. And then we switch over to Melodia, who basically lets you unlock more of her power, but you have to call upon her to use more of her knowledge, more of her spells, and you have finally awakened another level of this amulet that you've had this whole time, while also maybe realizing some of the truths of your people. But yeah, so Melvin, you're waking up, charging into battle with your buddies, heading straight into danger. You're all kind of preparing. You got a cool bruma flying from the Hooksmishroth little shrine that you all discovered. You get there and there's horses and there's soldiers and there's clanging metal and swords and spears and pikes. There's kegs, barrels that blow up. There's the scorpions that are basically giant ballistas to shoot at potential dragons. But there were no dragons. It was just soldiers. And from what I remember of the combat, you all kind of showed up and whooped ass, really. You initially just kicked all their asses. I don't think you guys got really touched. And you repelled the forces of the dragon army that were surrounding Lord Bakaris and the Calaman soldiers and Darrett with relative ease. But then, of course, a red dragon shows up, specifically Ishark the Devourer. This kind of I kind of imagine Ishark as, a traditional looking young-ish red dragon, but he's very swole and kind of thick, for a dragon, like much bigger. And he seems obsessed with eating and wanting to eat and devour his foes. But he actually comes in the command of the General Greer, that creepy bald guy, and they burn their own army, the goblin army and the people that were there for not winning yet. So quickly the battle kind of turns back into their favor with the dragon showing up. But I believe little Lyx was the one who was like, fuck it, I'm shooting this thing. She gets the ballista with the help of Sneak, I think. Boom, shoots this freaking dragon, actually does a good hit on it. And then from there on, shit kind of hits the fan. Lyx gets eaten by the dragon. Dragon flies away, and there was kind of this dramatic moment where, you guys are kind of choosing between finding Lord Bakaris the Younger, who I forgot to mention was missing this whole time, or
It was a heated argument.
yeah, it was a heated argument with Darrett and Sneak.
Sneak
And
was okay. To be fair, Sneak was like trying to send him off to find Lord Bakaris, and then I believe at the beginning of the thing, he ended up fucking bitching out somehow. He was like he dipped out at some point, and then
he
all of a
he
sudden showed up again.
he wanted to save Lyx. He wanted to save Lyx.
Yeah, but didn't he dip out at some point?
Not from the battle. No,
Oh,
not from the battle.
oh,
Lord Bakaris did. Lord Bakaris
oh,
himself
that's what I'm thinking of.
he was kind of looking for his son, but he did leave. Like he left He was
I
like,
think
I'm
that's
not.
what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. Lord Bakar's the older, guy who was a terrible businessman, kind of taking over Vogler. His son was missing. Yeah, so there was a very heated argument there, which I like. Darrett heads out and Sneak you hook shot onto the freaking dragon. Or no, not yet. You guys kind of chase the dragon.
Lyx
Yeah, it's
Palpatine's
eaten.
him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You guys kind of find it all of a sudden in the forest, looking for Lord Bakaris. It looks like it wants to eat Lord Bakaris, totally ignoring you, basically, all of you, the dragon. And meanwhile, Lyx shocks the dragon, literally surprises it. Yeah, incinerates it from the inside. Sometimes you eat something shitty, and that's what happened in this case with the dragon. Spits out Lyx, and then boom, you guys are all there. You guys kind of fight for a bit. You definitely hurt the rider. You hook shot onto the dragon. You guys kind of make it to where we are now. And then a lot of stuff kind of happens, right? Lord Bakaris is about to get eaten. Darrett's like, hell no. Sneak, you're there to help Darrett out all of a sudden after you guys' argument. Kind of Darrett's like apologizes and is like, if we're going to go out, let's go out with a bang. Let's try and take this fucking thing down. Yeah, and it kind of goes well until you're eaten, Sneak. And the general kind of loses his mind. I forget exactly what happens, but the general's like really upset at E-Shark. And E-Shark's basically like, I don't take orders from you anymore. And just fucking, chomps him down T-Rex Jurassic Park style, grabs him, lifts him up, and half of his body is about to join you, Sneak. And the very last thing was that the rest of our bronze bears arrive. I forget exactly what happens. There's probably a little more things that sprinkle here and there, a little bit damage or whatever. But Melodia definitely cast Hypnotic Pattern, capturing the attention completely of E-Shark and Lord Bakaris just because he was in range. And now they're basically incapacitated to Melodia's charms. They are essentially, you could think of them as being asleep. They are just not going to do anything until someone slaps them awake, basically, until someone hurts them or does something to them. I think that's where we left off. Was there anything you guys can remember that I may have forgotten? Not, then I think we can keep going. So I'll kind of do a little setup here for you all. In the darkness and gurgling stomach of E-Shark, Sneak the Ling is surrounded by limbs, bones, and stomach acids. Unable to move too well from the constricting stomach that's churning and moving around, Sneak hears screaming from above him. You hear this gurgled, "E-Shark, you traitor! To kiss us, we'll burn you for this, you fat lizard!" As you see this general kind of squeeze through the big esophagus of this dragon, you see his head and arms, and then it's just guts, right? The half of his body's missing as the guts string out, and he just falls straight into the stomach acids, unable to keep himself up. He kind of like sloshes around a bit. You see his bald head and kind of some of his creepy tattoo markings for a moment, Sneak, and then he just sinks down as the acids are too much, and he's got no legs or anything to keep him up to stay swimming. Okay, so that's Sneak. But on the outside, we have Melodia Mirage, who has captured the attention of E-Shark the Devourer and Lord Bakaris. They are under your spell, Melodia, and are harmless for now. So it seems that this is the scene. We're back in roll 20. Sneak is eaten. The way this will work is, I guess we maybe left off with Lyx. I'm okay to start there, but I can also start at the top of initiative if you guys prefer. I don't remember exactly where we left off. So we could start with Lyx, and I'm okay with that. And the way this will work is it's a little loose because the combat is kind of not happening, but I will track initiative a little bit. If the bronze bears, except for Sneak, want to do something together, they can, and I'll be flexible. But every time it reaches Sneak's turn, Sneak, you can try to do stuff, but you're gonna get hit by acid first, and then you can do stuff. Make sense? So how about we do that? Since it's Lyx's turn, it's kind of all of the bronze bears' turns, except for Sneak, and I'll even throw in Darrett. Darrett is obviously willing to help. But that's the scene. E-Shark is, I guess, open to one attack or one kind of action, and then Sneak will get hurt every time it's his turn. He'll get hit by some acid. E-Shark is just like, amazing colors. You're so beautiful. And Lord Bakaris is like, I agree. How did I not see it before? So lovely, so entrancing. And they're just kind of like, his head's kind of spinning, totally forgetting about his son right now.
I'm gonna look to Melvin and say, That was amazing.
Melodia.
Oh, my bad. That was amazing.
It's
How
okay,
can you
sugar.
do that? Oh my God. Why have you been hiding this?
I think she's got the tuning sword, and right now she's sort of kind of conducting, and it's sort of causing like light trails to be hypnotic. Okay, out of character. So we're not in initiative. We're not in.
I'm being a little flexible. I think the second you guys hit it, we'll get back into normal combat. But just for the sake of pacing, I'm okay with you guys working together. Just obviously, if you do too much, I'll still count it as like, all right, whatever you just did is an action, and that's the end of your thing. And then we go to sneak when you guys are all done.
Okay, in that case, just for clarity, number one, respond to Lyx and say, once I stop conducting, it'll leave light trails. They'll stop. They'll keep looking at the light trails for up to 1 minute, sugar. Now, I suggest that everybody else start getting ready with those there scorpions. And I think maybe at the end of this minute, we give Mr. a surprise or two. So that's going to be my, like, maybe little bit of talking. And then, so that's the action. Everyone is going to go. My action is going to be... Wait, concentration. Never mind. I can't break concentration. So
you could still cast things as bonus actions and stuff like that.
Right. I have a bonus action, so I'm going to cast Mantle of Majesty, expend a bardic inspiration die. So now I have command as a bonus action. After that, I think I'm gonna end my turn.
Perfect. Yeah, and anyone but Sneak can go as well when you're ready.
In response to Melodia, hell yes. I will tell Darrett, go like set one of the scorpions up. Unless there's like normal soldiers, or is it just us?
You guys have gone far enough now that you can hear like tidings of battles around, but not quite at you all. Yeah, you guys have moved far enough down south, actually.
So yeah, I would tell Darrett, and then I'll grab the Fargab from my pocket and be like, Sneak, are you okay? Are you, hello?
Sneak, you can respond. You Sneak, you hear like in your pocket as you're like, I don't know, you're like trying to get away from the acid a little bit. Like, I don't know, I imagine you're like creeped up against this disgusting fleshy stomach.
Yeah.
You hear a little bit of like a Sneak.
Yeah, I think hearing that, I'm wiggling around as much as possible. Like, I'm trying to figure a way to get out. I hear it. I can't really say anything because I'm in this stomach acid. I don't know. I'll probably just turn it on and just scream into it. You know, just be like, damn fuck. You know.
Over.
Yeah, it ends with over.
Hang in there, buddy.
Over.
Hang in there. We're gonna do a big hit on this guy. So we'll try and aim for the head, and I don't know, try and get out of there.
Okay.
Okay, so Lyx, what else are you doing? I know Binks is barking.
I know, he's on one. 1 second.
Okay, Willow, do you know what you want to do? I can also... The Darrett's movement's not too great, so he hears the plan and probably rushes to this first one. And this one is loaded already, so he uses his whole action to turn it. It's pretty big with one person and aims it right at E-Shark, but is not shooting yet, obviously. So that's probably Darrett's turn.
Could I just go real quick?
If Willow is unsure of what they're doing...
What I want to do is very, very minuscule.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, first, my friend, unfortunately, you take 5 acid damage. That's actually not that bad. 5 acid damage. So some of it like kind of like spits out at you almost like a geyser or something. Or not a geyser, but like a bit of like magma bubble, like just like burst at you, and you're just like, fuck.
I removed it myself. I'd be like, fuck. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Cool. I want to get out of the bag of holding 1 potion of water breathing, and I'm going to take that.
So it'll take an action to get it out. And what I'm going to do, because you're kind of in a tough spot, do a sleight of hand check, because you can't really see well right now, and you're kind of like stuck, so you're kind of just feeling it out. Oh no! Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not quite good enough, my friend. So you're like, you felt it. It was annoying. You like felt the bottle. You're like, fuck, I'm sure that's it. And it's just that annoying thing where it's like it barely slips out of you. You're like, fuck, I had it. But you're onto it. You're onto it. But unfortunately for this turn, you kind of get burned. And what I'll do is I'll give you advantage to get it next time because you're locking onto it. But unfortunately, you don't have it yet. All right. I like what you're thinking though. That's smart. So Willow and Lyx.
So hearing that this is the game plan we're going with, Willow's just going to ask the team, so if they take damage, they wake up. Do we want to wake up Bakaris? And if we do we want him to help? Do we trust him to help? Or do we send him back to his son?
Yeah, Melodia, you would know that if someone just slaps Bakaris, he'll come to.
I mean, in theory, Sugar, that's how it should work.
I think we need him. Yes, slap his face.
Okay, cool. Don't have to tell me twice. She's gonna run up and just backhand the shit out of him.
Okay, so yeah, he's like, so entrancing, please let me see the light. And you just like smack the shit out of him. Or he's like, oh, what the fuck? What's going on? Where's my son?
If you want to help out your son, we're going to need to take down this dragon, help Darrett with the scorpion.
Yeah.
And depending on how he reacts to this, whether he seems like he's going to help or not, that'll determine what she gets ready to do next.
He gets a little mini panic attack as he realizes there's like a fucking red dragon right in front of him that seems to be docile, but still it's a dragon. And then he looks at Darrett. Darrett kind of like helps you a little bit and just is like waving his arm to tell Bakaris to get up. And he doesn't say anything to you. He just heads up and is helping Darrett. He's gonna help Darrett with aiming this thing, and he's kind of trembling. Obviously, he's trembling. He's definitely looks unsettled, but he's helping.
So seeing that he is heading to help and that it's already loaded, so that's one less person they need, she's gonna move. Still not fully trusting that it's like fully out of it, but trusting Melodia that she's doing what she's supposed to, that she's got this. Willow is going to move right up to the dragon and hold her attacks, specifically trying to go for the wing, anything that would make it harder to pursue us after we get sneak out. So she's up in melee.
Okay, so you're thinking of hitting it basically as soon as the scorpions go off?
Willow, we're gonna need you on a scorpion, I think.
I'm only seeing the one, and once
there's
it's
one
once
here.
it's snapped out of it.
There's two at the bottom.
There's 3 scorpions. So we need Darrett. I mean, Darrett needs to go to his own, right? There doesn't need to be 2, or there has to be 2 on each.
If there's 2, it'll help with the aim.
Okay.
But you guys can trust in your abilities as well. So yeah, there is 3 on the map.
Can Melodia get to 1 in time?
Well, it's up to you. It's up to Sneak. It's up to how long Sneak can survive.
I like Holly's plan.
Yeah, well, in the meanwhile, I think Melodia's gonna hustle across to the other one. Since we're kind of out of loose initiative, I'd like that to be my next move. So Melodia will take position. How much time left, DM?
It's gonna be up to the clock is basically Sneak's life. it's how much acid he can take.
Okay, so then I'm gonna get ready and then I'm done. Next.
Okay, cool.
Gonna aim it at
Lyx,
shark.
Cool. Lyx, you still haven't done anything, I think.
Oh, just talking shit.
Well, I mean, sorry, you've like yelled at people and have plans and stuff, but
I'm just kidding.
you haven't done your action yet.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of damage, so I can't really do much damage yet.
Do you want to get to a ballista, Scorpion?
So I will dash to get to the other ballista as my first action.
Cool. You guys have horses as well. Do you want to use the horse?
Well, then don't I have to like try and get on the horse and then get off of it?
It's half of your own movement, but then the horse has a lot of movement.
So basically, I use half of my own movement to get on and get off.
Yeah, for
and
the
then
sake
I
of
get an action.
Yeah, for the sake of speed, I'd let you use a horse.
Okay.
To just make it to the ballista. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
For the
I'll
sake
use
of pacing.
the horse to just do the movement.
Sure. Okay, I'm guessing you'll use Ponyta. Is Spiritfire going to be borrowed by Melodia, maybe?
They could ride on the same horse.
I guess they could, actually. Yeah, they could. And then Melodia jumps off or something and runs over. That's true.
I think that's how it would probably go.
Sure. Spitfire's probably like freaking out over here. Like, just like, what the fuck's going on? But being kind of brave, not running away from the dragon, just kind of like stunting on it almost. Okay, Lyx, so you're there?
Yeah,
Lyx, yours is not loaded, unfortunately.
So I'll load it
Melodia's,
for an
yours
action.
is. Yep, so it'll take an action to load it.
Okay, I'll load it.
Okay, all right, and that's your action unless you have a bonus action you're going to do. And then we're back to Sneak. Sneak's kind of our round tracker.
Nope, I'm not going to use any bonus actions at the moment.
Perfect. So we're back to Sneak, and then we'll go to Amorphous Swag. Oh no, Sneak!
I'll take.
Oh god. Okay, Sneak. You take 9 damage this time.
Dude, I can't take a lot more.
So Sneak, maybe you tell your friends that. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, 100%.
It's burning.
I'm screaming that into the far gab. I'm begging you to help me. I'm screaming and I'm crying.
Keep chugging health potions.
I'm going to once again try for the
Water
okay.
breathing?
Yes, but okay, I don't know if I can do this. I want to try to get 2 items out of the bag. I want to try to get the oil, the water breathing potion, and I want to get the decanter of endless water. Is that possible?
No, you can only get one.
One at a time?
Normally, yeah. Especially
yeah.
in these conditions.
I'm gonna do the water breathing first.
Okay.
What do I gotta?
So at
sleight of
advantage,
hand?
sleight of hand. Yeah, perfect. You got it this time.
Sweet.
You got it.
I'm gonna ingest that. I'm gonna pull it out. As I pull it out, like I'm gonna bring it to the very tip of my lips as I unscrew it, and I'm gonna drink it from there to prevent as little possible of the acid going into my stomach. So I'm gonna drink the whole thing, and then after that, I'm gonna just throw it, just leave it in his belly, and then
it dissolves basically.
I'm gonna just end my turn. I can't do anything.
Yep. Okay. All right. Sneak's getting hurt. All right. We're back to everyone else. Darret and Bakaris are ready. Kind of Darret's like signaling like, I'm ready to roll. And he's like readying his action, I guess, with Bakaris to attack this thing. What does everyone else do?
All right, babies. On Willow's mark.
Yours is loaded and you can now aim. Yeah, yours was already loaded, Melodia.
Are we going on my mark? Are we all good with
So
that?
I'm not.
Willow-
I need to aim.
Okay.
mine.
Yeah, that's true. You do need to aim.
That's why I'm
it.
asking.
You do need to aim. So unfortunately, Lyx is an action behind.
Are we in the new kind of cycle?
Yeah. But okay, so you
But
use
you
your
said
action.
I was first, so
Yeah, so.
Yeah, you aimed it.
Something.
You're aimed. You're aimed. Sure. Okay. So you guys are shooting
Could I
then.
use like I'm just pulling a trigger. That could be a bonus action.
Sure.
I have gust as a bonus action. I use a little wind.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you guys all aim and you guys are gonna fire. Willow, are you attacking E-Shark at the same time?
Yeah, so I'm going to go into a rage,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna yell, "Don't hit me! Let's go!" And she's just gonna go.
Okay. All right. I need everyone on ballistas. Go ahead. So this is what I'll do. Technically, just roll a d20. Everyone with ballistas, roll a d20. I'm going to roll one for the boys. And theirs will be at advantage because they have homies helping. Oh, Lord. Not great.
19.
15.
15 for you, Melodia?
Yeah.
Do yours at
19.
advantage because it's standing still.
Willow got a fucking 25, dude.
Hell
To hit.
yes.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. All right, this is what's going to happen, my friends. So Melodia, Lyx, and... Well, Willow, your damage is your damage. So good hit. Is there any damage missing, Willow, from your thing that I need to account for?
God dang.
I see the 14 and 6 already in the first one. I was gonna just count that. 20
And then
damage.
the 10 and the 9. Oh, never mind. Is that your second attack?
So
Oh,
no, 'cause I didn't
shit,
roll a
you
hit.
do-
I
oh, that's true.
misunderstood that, so I hit the wrong button. So ignore the 10 and the 9, but
Okay,
it
yeah,
still is
That 20.
plus 2 because I did rage.
Okay, sure.
So that's all you have to add to so it's a 22 for
Okay,
damage
yep.
for the first one, and I need to roll to hit again.
Yep. Oh god. Okay. So
17 good enough?
17?
Okay.
No, actually.
Yeah.
No. And that one I won't allow it to be an advantage because he's awakening now at the same time. But it looks like Lyx Melodia hit. Bakaris slips with a natural 1, pushing the ballista and shooting it aimlessly at nothing. As Darret's like, fuck, no. I rolled like shit for them. Lyx and Melodia, you guys get to do something fun. I need you both to roll 3 d10s. And you can do that on roll 20. It's a little easier there if you go to look at that left toolbar. There's dice. Perfect. So Melodia, you deal 13 damage. Damn, those unlucky 2s. That's the thing with rolling all those damage dice. Oh my god. Hilarious. Alrighty. So this is what happens, friends. This all happens at once, right? In one fell swoop, as you all readied your actions at the same time, went on each other's marks, and basically went on Willow's initiative, I'm going to say, since Willow struck twice. So we'll continue after Willow in the actual combat. Melodia and Lyx hit their mark, but somehow Bakaris and Darret fumble it. Bakaris slipping with nerves. And Willow, you come in, I don't know how it looks, but you just charge this hit. As this dragon's kind of looking tamely at Melodia out in the distance, like, where'd she go? You all just, ballista, heading right toward you in almost perfect unison, stabbing into this dragon as you slash it down with a giant barbarian strike. This dragon gives an awful scream as it suddenly is awake and coughs out. Sneak, I'm gonna say he coughs him out. Probably this way, Sneak. You get shat out, basically, as the dragon immediately is waving around its wings. I'm going to need you to do an athletics check, actually, Willow. Nice. You don't get knocked prone as it's like flapping around like crazy. And Darrett takes his turn immediately to grab another bolt and load it onto the ballista. And he's like yelling at Bakaris, like, stay focused. Don't mess it up this time. And that's Darrett's turn. And Sneak, it's actually your turn now. As E-Shark is looking at all of you in intense anger. And I didn't describe this well. The ballistas, two of them, the bolts are sticking through E-Shark. Willow's slash is tremendous and great. And E-Shark is blood falling out of his mouth, dripping out, blood pouring out of the chest, and he's looking incredibly injured and hurt. But he looks determined at all of you, and he says, this is personal. I'll kill you. Just does this giant roar at all of you, as it looks like he will not go until you're all dead. Sneak, what do you do?
As getting spit out, like I get like all this vomit off me, I think that would almost make me sick too. So once again, Sneak's gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw up all that just potion of water breathing that I took up, and I'm gonna be really mad about it. I'm gonna be like, dude, you just made me. I had this genius plan going on, so I'm gonna hold steady. I'm going to bring my good old fucking trusty crossbow up, and I would like to shoot him if I could, please.
Roll to hit.
All right, 1 second. Nah.
What do you think, Colton?
I think I have things. I have stomach acid in my eyes.
Yeah.
You cocksucker!
Yeah, I love that. Unfortunately, you missed, my friend. Anything else?
It looks like I'm kind of near this rock. Can I go into hiding?
You can, go. You can run to it and do a bonus action to hide. Yes. Roll for stealth. As you're like, your limp arrow just like, kind of goes over the dragon. You think you might be hiding?
Good enough for me.
Sneak thinks he's sneaky. And then it's E-Shark's turn. And he flies higher and higher. He's way out of opportunity attack range, unfortunately, Willow, as he flies high.
Wait, so I don't get an attack of opportunity even though he's leaving my melee?
Because
it's when they're leaving.
He's flying above you. He was flying above you. Yeah. So he's out of range technically. And E-Shark looks at the scorpions that caused him so much damage and pain. As fire and smoke are broiling out of his mouth, he says, time to die! As he glides across Melodia and Lyx, unleashing a flame trail. Melodia and Lyx, I need you to do dexterity saving throws. Oh shit, you save. Oh my god, you also save. This is what's gonna happen.
I like absolutely just like Melodia doing like a fucking Sailor Venus like backflip. C'est la vie.
So this is how many dice I just rolled. I got the number, but you guys saved. You take 25 damage each. As the ballistas are blown to smithereens, the dragon flies across, and even dodging the worst of the impact, you both take 25 drag damage. As it ends its turn, kind of near Lyx. Oh no, I'm gonna do a saving throw for Ponyta. Ponyta gets burnt to a crisp, as Ponyta is no more, unfortunately. I'm sorry,
I didn't
guys.
even want to bring Ponyta over to the scorpion. That was all you.
Would you would have just dashed yourself?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna retcon it, but I'm gonna hold
sorry.
that on
If you guys really want Ponyta, I could keep it, but she's here.
We'll have to
No,
just
you're
get
good.
Rapidash.
It looks like we're not too sad, as Ponyta's basically barbecue chicken, and the ballistas are destroyed. Boom, boom. And actually, boom, a fire has kind of started along this area now, as the grasslands are catching fire. And that's it. That's it for E-Shark. He's kind of floating near you, Lyx, actually. In intense fury, blood pouring out everywhere. Looking at you, Melodia and Lyx. How are you guys looking? You guys just got fucking blasted with flames, and it probably hurt a lot. How are you all reacting to that as the fire is spreading across this area?
I kind of imagine it something kind of like a concentrated bomb. For whatever reason, whenever dragon fire seems to hit something, it's like it seems to not only just burn, but rather splinter. So I'm imagining like Melodia is like literally like jumped, but is still like catapulted through the air. Not only is like you just like got enveloped in fire, you hit the ground, you rolled. So like The wind is definitely knocked from them as they're like kind of barely standing, slogging it off best they can. They're hurt.
Yeah, that was an intense amount of burning pain.
I think Sneak's gonna be like just rolling around in like this confusion. He can't see, he can't do nothing. He's rolling around almost like a little fetal baby. So, he's all fucking confused as hell right now.
Yeah, he's razzled. Cool. Well, Bakaris helps Darrett kind of readjust the ballista, but Melodia, it's actually your turn after getting hit really hard from that flame attack. And then we have Lyx. Melodia, Lyx, Willow.
Can I? Yes. Matter of fact, I am going to use bonus action command on Ishra. Go ahead, down. Roll for DC Wisdom.
DC Wisdom? Could you send that? Because command, talking about like basic command spell?
Command via Mantle of Majesty. As a bonus action, you can use the command spell.
Gotcha. 18.
Shit! He saved.
Yeah, he's locked in on you too. He's like looking at you as you try to do this. As much as a reptilian dragon face can look in anger and hate, very much aimed at you, Melodia. He realizes everything that you've done so far to both of you, really. Lyx, you've been fucking him up too. All of you have.
Well, wait a minute. Spell.
Lyx has reinforcements.
I'm sorry, I need a second to think.
Ready your action maybe, or hold your action?
Yeah,
okay.
I would like to hold my
cool.
action. Yeah, I just need a second to think, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. Lyx, is your turn, and then Willow.
How far away am I from Senior E-Shark?
He's right next to you. He's sitting here. He's in the air probably like 30-ish feet.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to use Vampiric Touch.
Oh?
The touch of your shadow wreath hand can siphon life force from others to heal your wounds.
Okay.
So
what does E-Shark got to do?
I got to make an attack.
Oh, okay. Roll to hit.
Oh, how's 19?
It hits.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
What happens?
It takes necrotic damage, and I'm going to roll it, and I regain half of the hit points.
Of the damage, okay.
Health.
Okay.
Yep. 6, 5, 6.
How much is that then? So 12.
17. So do I get 13 health back?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
And it's a concentration spell, so I can keep doing the attack.
How does this look? Can you describe this?
It's Craig dark face coming out of my hands, sucking the red dragon energy into me. Eyes go a little bit green.
Can I say something for Craig?
Yeah.
I think Craig's like, so it's just like a spiritual, like, it's not really a physical form of him. It's just this like almost like fiery, like scary necrotic energy, but like a shadowy face of him, right? Kind of like that. And I think he's just like laughing, just like, die, you drone. You follow a false god. Die and succumb. And Lyx, E-Shark uses his reaction to fly as you're sucking him in, right? You're kind of like sucking his life out. He's flying over here into the middle, and flames are starting to come out of E-Shark's mouth, and it looks like he's about to go at all of you, and then your power just keeps siphoning it, and E-Shark's like, and he can't spit the fire out, and then he falls to the ground. The neck stands up for a little bit as he's holding himself, and it's like he can't breathe as his long neck is sticking out, and his head falls down in the neck. As you've all slain E-Shark the Devourer, a red dragon of the Red Dragon Army has fallen to all of you. As Bakaris, Darrett, and maybe I'm guessing all of you are just in absolute shock. Sneak, the dragon basically landed right next to you, just as if you've played
spit in its face.
Yeah, you do that as I don't know, Final Fantasy victory music plays, da 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 da. Because if there's any time to play that, it's right now. You guys have slain your first dragon. There isn't quite a crowd yet, but Darrett and Bakaris can't believe it, and Darrett's actually crying. He's like, yeah, and he like holds his sword up in the air, just in like elation at this sight. What do you all do? The battle is done. We can take a break, actually, if you guys want to come back and deep it, but if you got something, do it.
Sneak is also going to be like, hell yeah, dude, and then he's also going to throw up again, and then that's what I'll do.
You're pretty beat up, right? A lot of you are pretty beat up at this point.
Mm-hmm. I think that's when Melodia is going to kind of turn to everybody and be like, oh, good job. I'm going to take a nap. And then she does a death drop, but as she like hits the ground, it's Melvin, and Melvin's like, ow! So
And Melvin, you come back to this and
yeah, Melvin's aware. I think Melvin's
yeah, he's aware, but it's still like, oh my God.
and he's also face to face with a fucking red dragon, so Melvin is afraid. Poor
Yeah,
thing.
and I think to just because it's Melvin, I think there's a moment where E-Shark is like just this last little like death, like little whisper comes out, like a little bit of smoke comes out, and like probably terrifies Melvin for a split second.
So do we have like a minute here?
Yeah, you guys are victorious, and we can take a break if you guys want, but we can also just keep going.
I was gonna say before we take a break, we can definitely take a break real soon. Willow is gonna go up to it, and I mean, she is gonna confirm it's dead. Maybe hit it one more time, just because she does not trust this.
Yeah,
but once it's definitely dead,
yeah,
she's gonna try to take some of its scales.
cool. Sneak, seeing this.
I was also gonna ask, yeah, can I find something to take from this dragon?
Yeah, you actually remember Wyhan. He gave you a monster carving kit and book,
Oh,
and he told you to use it. So you have like special knives for carving things, carving monsters and stuff. You got like little curved knives and stuff like that.
I'm gonna see Willow going up to it and be like, dude, great minds think alike. Let's do this. What do you want? What pieces do you want? I have this cool ass set. Let's get some horns. Let's get some teeth. Let's get
the
some
way
whatever
this will work is I'll let you guys do 3 checks, I think. You guys can do 3 checks, and then the monster carving stuff kind of gets dull, especially from something so big like a dragon. So whoever does it, you will need to do survival checks.
Can Melvin like sort of be like nosy and like over like Willow's shoulder to help her cut?
Sure. Maybe if you consult the book or something. It's not helpful if you're just like, I'm here.
Okay, so I'm gonna have the book open and be reading it, so maybe they can.
Yeah, there's a section on dragons talking about removing various parts. Just so you guys know, I don't even know what these parts are gonna be. I'm kind of gonna improv based on what you guys want, and then we'll see what their purpose serves later on.
Scales, teeth, and claws.
You guys want to do scales, teeth, and claws?
I also want like small horns, like maybe like elbow horns or small enough horns that it's not huge, you know, like big.
So I'll give you guys 3 good checks with the equipment you have, but then everything else will be at disadvantage, especially if you use your like weapons and stuff.
We will have to talk it out because like if we could get small bones even, like I don't know, they'll probably be worth enough. I don't know. We'll definitely have to talk it.
What does the monster carving say? What is direct question that Melvin is looking for while he's reading? Sure. What is the most valuable part of a dragon?
Genius. The most useful, like if you can use it for something else.
It's a tough one. It depends on the dragon type. Typically, the horns are very valuable of a dragon, but also if you're able to get their flame pouch, their sack, that's also incredibly valuable, but very hard to carve successfully. And it would take a lot of time actually at that point because you're digging deep. But on the outside, yeah, it's the horns. I mean, scales are still valuable. Claws are good and teeth are good. But definitely horns, and then maybe big teeth. If you find big teeth, that's probably the next one. And then teeth and claws are probably equally valuable. So scales least valuable, but still cool and useful.
Probably for armor's sake.
Yeah, armor or weapons or whatever. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we'll go on break and you guys can think about that for a second. I'll let you guys do 3 checks. Someone will have to do survival checks, I think, unless you guys want to argue for another type of check.
It doesn't have to be me, but my survival is high. I just want to put that out there.
We need to have a discussion as like bombers and not be retconned in.
Sure.
Basically at some point they will carve up the dragon, but maybe they didn't do it just after.
I'm down to do that too. Yeah, I'm down to
I don't think they would immediately kill a dragon and be like, let's cut him.
I mean, you could be. You guys would look insane, but yeah. You're only
to think we have to put out I like to think that we use the decanter to put out the grassland fires before the grassland.
I like that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and remove those immediately.
I'm gonna mourn
still
Ponyta.
Got used. Rip Ponyta. Or went out for Ponyta.
Yeah, Ponyta's crispy and sad and burnt. Definitely Gonzo and maybe Willow. You truly see how valuable the gift is now that Misko got you.
Oh yeah, no, she is already over with Spitfire trying to, as much as she can, take away the anxiety of just when it gets to dragon with Spitfire. So
yeah, okay. So what I'm hearing then is you guys might decide what to carve out of it out of session. Is that what you guys are thinking?
Out of session, or at least later.
Yeah, like later on.
Maybe Willow rolls survival. Sneak, do you want to roll a survival? And I'll roll an intelligence.
I wouldn't be against that if you guys want to
Like
be.
investigation.
You
My
guys could be.
survival's +8.
That's pretty high.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. You definitely roll. Like, my investigation is like.
I would be open to creative skill checks to work as a team. So maybe that great survival check that Sneak uses can be complemented with other stuff. And then maybe I'll reward you guys instead of just 3 survival checks, which would be kind of boring. We could deep that. I think we should take a break. Oh, we can deep that.
What
But I
does
do
that
wanna
fucking mean?
deep it?
What? What? Am I old?
I'm
When
old.
did they
I'm old,
start
yeah.
saying deep it?
Really? Oh, that one's pretty old, I think. Deep it is at least 2 years I think. I feel like my brother's like super hip and he doesn't even say deep it anymore. So it's already out of fashion. I'm actually like, You did it. You killed the thing. Yay! Yes, the birds are clapping for you all. And yeah, you all have about 20-ish, 30-ish minutes where you can definitely do a short rest if you like to, as Melvin now is playing the Song of Rest. So anyone that rolls their hit dice can get an extra 1d6 to add on top of that. Just pretty lit. So go ahead and heal yourselves up if you like to. Yeah, about the Baccharis the Lesser. That's true. Yeah, actually, are you guys going to try and save Baccharis and talk about it? Lord Baccharis seems pretty frazzled and amazed at what just happened. And I don't know, Willow, are you going to say something about Baccharis the Lesser, the younger?
See, I even got you saying it. I don't know. Willow doesn't really care that much. He was kind of getting a little better, but it's also like I have no idea what the army's like back there because we went a ways away. So Willow might mention it, but she's certainly not going to be like leading the charge to save him.
Yeah, Lord Baccharis is like, this point, I just want to see the battlefield. But you're all incredible. And he starts kind of bawling and he gets on his all fours and he's just crying. He's like, I'm so sorry that I left everyone at Vogler. I see now the power of this army. And he's like bawling. He can barely speak and he truly feels terrible. It looks like he actually finally feels really terrible about what he did all those weeks ago, abandoning the Voglins on his big fancy ship.
Sneak would like to chime in as he sees him crying. It's Baccharis, right?
Yeah, it's the older guy. Yeah.
He's going to see him crying. He's going to say, get up, you yellow-bellied son of a bitch, and go grab these motherfuckers and send them to town.
What motherfuckers?
You! All the rest of whoever's here, whoever's remaining, grab them. Let's go, you fucking cocksucker.
I think Melvin's going to extend his hand to Lord Baccharis and, like, if he wants to, like, be helped up.
After getting insulted by Sneak, he's kind of, like, confused looking at you all. And he does take your hand, even though he's not sure if you're about to, like, sock him in the face or trick him or something. He doesn't look trusting at all at you, Melvin, but he takes your hand.
Melvin's way chiller than I am.
You pull him up.
Melvin, forever the moralizer. But maybe for the first time, he's really, like, looking up at Baccharis, but not, like, in, like, that submissive way, like, scattered owner sort of way. He's like, listen, you have to start prioritizing the good of Calaman and in memory of Vogler.
Yeah. He says, you're right. And I'll start by telling the truth. I'm not the mayor, and I will give up this position as general. I am not fit. And if there's more punishment that needs to be done, then so be it. But please, I beg you all, I'll give you anything I have, my treasures. If my son is not dead on that battlefield, if you can find him and bring him back to me alive, I'll give you all anything you want.
Just man up, stop being a fucking wuss, and let's go find them all together.
You're right. I shouldn't give up already. All right. We'll start with the battlefields then. And I'm guessing at this point you guys already carved the dragon up. And do we want to say what you guys got?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, what was your survival?
Wait, hold on. Willow wanted to say something real quick.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Sorry. I don't want... Yeah. Go ahead.
So basically, Willow will walk back up to Baccharis and be like, you still have much to atone for. You have much to learn. I appreciate that you're starting. But let your first lesson be that just because it didn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't matter. We will try to help your son because that's who we are, not because of anything that you're offering us. There's nothing you can offer us.
Yeah, Lyx, you can jump in. Anyone can jump in. He's kind of like looking in shock at all of you a little bit in awe.
So I guess that I was jumping in differently. Just since the death of E-Shark, I think Lyx is like totally exhausted and kind of like fell to their knees, head slumped kind of vibe, and just like a lot of mixed feelings. But definitely I'll say like thank you to Crake. And I think I'm just like I healed trauma in kind of a bad way by killing, but it was still like kind of trauma healing. So there's that like shuddering exhaustion. And I'm actually gonna chill. Like I don't think I'll go over to the group just yet.
Okay. So are you like are you chilling on the ground or something?
Yeah, I'm literally where I am still like
Okay.
on the battlefield.
Cool. And yeah, you reminded me, I meant to give you all 2 points of exhaustion as you guys have been battling hard, hustling hard, and that's bad. You guys have now -2 on all rolls, basically, until you long rest. Until you long rest. So once you get to a safe place to fully rest, then your exhaustion wears out. Yeah, not great. And I'll say it's like a mix of, I know some of you have gone through more like physical trauma than others. I'll say it's a mix of like emotional, mental stress as well. You know, Willow, even though you didn't get hit, you were probably very worried about Darrett, maybe that was weighing down on you. So yeah. Cool. So Lyx is over there chilling. Okay. Let's do our carving thing. Let's say the carving probably happened before all this talking, this dramatic talking. So what are you going to go for with that 24 survival sneak?
Okay, so now that Sneak's here with the gang and everybody, I'm assuming maybe Lyx is not as interested. Is that still true? Would you be here for the carving?
Like if the timeline made sense, definitely I would want some scales, but not a big deal. I can chill to
We
the
can
side.
we can do it. We can do it after. I guess you guys can be like, hold up, let's carve up this dragon real quick. Maybe they go on ahead. Is that okay? Like maybe Darrett's like, I can go with him and you guys can claim your reward. Maybe save a scale for me. But he's kind of joking. He doesn't seem like he really cares too much. Is that cool?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool with me.
Then Darrett and Bakaris are gone.
Okay, what do you all think? What do you think would be the most? It seems like scales might be the most beneficial for perhaps making something, but what do y'all think?
Melvin's going to be in the book. Well, according to the book,
Melvin, you would see from the book, even with that 13, all of the items out of a dragon can be incredibly useful for potion making. That is for sure. And then some of them, yes, some of the items that make sense can be used for armor and weapons and modifying them, making them stronger, adding benefits to them.
so the most expensive parts that we learned, Christian, they were horn, teeth, scales,
Yep.
and value.
Yep. Claws and teeth are about the same, but depends on the size.
Yep, that's all the information I've got. Melvin has for Sneak.
What if we did like 2-part scale and maybe 1 horn of some kind? And we can sell the horn and then perhaps use the scale for armor? Unless we're trying to make potions. Who's a potion maker around here? Lyx?
The guy who gave you the monster book, Wyhan, the crazy
Wyhan.
old guy. The crazy old guy that blew himself up or whatever.
I was gonna say, didn't the intern give us a list of like special
She
items?
did, yes.
Were there dragon parts in that?
I'm not too sure. I don't think so. White opal or a mineral blessed of purity, lunar lilies, and tears of a solinari touch being. So that's probably not a red dragon. So 3 things there. Very holy, radiant kind of stuff.
So what do y'all think?
Okay, so it sounds like scales. So we'll do those 2 survival checks of scales, and you guys successfully get about 2 pounds worth of red dragon scales. So 1 pound per person that rolled well. You guys have 1 more survival check you can try to go for whatever other thing you want.
Another survival roll for what?
Anything you want? Was it the horn?
The horn.
Go for
I
it.
mean, unless anybody objects.
I don't want anything, but I think Willow wanted something.
Willow?
Yeah, no, I'm good with the scales. That's all I
Oh.
wanted.
Lyx?
Scales.
Scales. Okay, so we got a good amount of scales. Do we? I mean, we could try again for the scales, or
This scene is hilarious. Like if you guys kind of like zoom out and just like imagine you guys scales. We go for you guys look like psychos like
Covered
climbing.
in dragon like gore,
Yeah.
like you
Oh,
love all the scales.
dragon blood is also valuable. I forgot. That is also obviously valuable.
Ooh, let's get some of that. Let's get some of that.
Yes.
There is like some creepy vials and crap sneak in your little monster carving kit.
Is it as valuable as the horns?
The horns are valuable money-wise. They might be more valuable money-wise, but the blood is valuable money-wise and just use-wise. There's a lot of uses for dragon blood.
Okay, then yeah, I think we should definitely do that.
The horn is more like rich guy, like, ha 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 ha. Thank you, I have a dragon horn
Blood.
now. Yeah.
Okay,
We
yeah,
want blood.
I'll roll for, you said,
You know what? The blood's a little weirder. I might want something else, maybe. Maybe I'd accept. Nah, never mind. Probably survival. I was gonna say maybe intelligence or arcane.
intelligence and arcane. Who's high in that?
I don't
I
know.
feel like is my dragon connection, does that give me any sort of extra boost for blood harnessing, bloodletting?
Maybe because of your one ability to absorb them that you just killed them with, I'll give it to you. And so you would have to do an arcane check though. And maybe I'd let you do it at advantage if Sneak's helping you out.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, you're all helping out, I guess. You're all looking at the
Oh,
book.
I
and-
don't even need help because I got a nat 20.
Oh my God. Holy
Yes.
shit. Okay, we'll say you have because of that, yeah, you kind of like opened it up. You did the perfect incision and you filled like you got a gallon of red dragon blood. Like it just kept pouring out.
Oh
You
my
got-
God.
Yeah, it just kept pouring out like a cow udder. You're just squeezing it out like a farmer. Holly really
Red
likes
gold.
that. Holly loves that
That's
visual.
amazing.
Cool. That you're milking that dragon.
That was a good choice,
As
Liz.
Lyx is nice, precisely cuts open. There's a sickening splurt in rhythmic fashion.
And then
The
suddenly it
sickening
gets more like
splurt.
Red
love that.
gold.
cool. There you go. Yeah, and so now your weapons are kind of dull. You got to sharpen them, especially something with such a tough hide going into it. Even this like good equipment that you have it needs a break basically. It needs some cleaning. But you guys got some
That's not
cool shit. Yeah, you guys carved it up. Yep, so you guys probably took around like 30-ish minutes chilling, catching yourselves. So you guys did that. You guys got your stuff. Make sure someone's marking it down. Guessing it's going in like bag of holding or something.
Yeah, it'll probably go into the bag of holding.
I need you all to do nothing because you hear, "Ooh, there's a shark! There they are!" And you hear the hoofs of horses coming in from all angles all of a sudden as war horses have come in surrounding you all as you all were carving away. And there is a bunch on this side as well. Imagine them like there's like all types of hobgoblins and elves and different red dragon soldiers on all of these horses. You see like a hobgoblin kind of step up, like slowly gallop toward you all as you're all surrounded. And he says, "You slayed Ishak. You're all very powerful, but you look depleted. Surrender now. Come with us, or die if you resist."
Question. We didn't hear anything on the Fargab from Darrett, right?
No.
No, we don't
As
see
you
him
all,
either.
Yeah, as you all are
Okay.
exhausted, surrounded. Does anyone say anything to this hobgoblin? It looks like a hobgoblin captain, kind of very similar to the one you decapitated at Tatina's, if you remember, Willow.
Mhm.
So the victory has suddenly turned into an ambush.
I don't see anybody depleted around here, and she's just gonna bamf out the wings for effect.
Oh shit.
She's fine. If they got us surrounded, she's gonna posture and be ready.
And as you do that, you hear, "It's Willow Venra's wings! There they are! Soldiers of Caliban! Riders of Caliban! March!" As General Rodan comes from a hill from behind you all, charging in on endless cavalries of Caliban's armies in blue, catching these guys off guard as they were focused on you. They charge in on their horses. Caliban's elite horse riders and trainers coming in with pikes, charging around. You guys are basically getting charged from around you, but you're safe. It's like a wall of horses and blue soldiered army soldiers just protecting you all as they're coming in, charging, smashing, and the clouds start to form above when suddenly, out of the sky, you guys hear roars bursting out of the smoke. Riders on these smaller looking dragons. You can all do history or arcane check, but they're not huge dragons. These are smaller dragons that only like one rider can fit on.
20.
Awesome. Sneak, you know this, and this makes sense, Sneak. Awesome. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Sneak, Melvin, and Lyx, you all know this. Sneak, I think you would know this because these little dragons, they're called dragonelles. Dragonelles. They're not actually dragons. They're related. You know them that there's you've seen them out in the wastelands, way north of your family's home, back near Vogler. In the canyony areas, they live there in the wilds. They make homes out in those canyons. They're basically like small dragons, not super intelligent, but, trainable and dangerous. And they're bursting out, maybe a dozen of them or so, bursting out above you all. Lyx and Melvin, you might know just because of Sneak. Sneak maybe have told you all, and Willow missed that story at the bar one day. But that's not it, because you'd also hear, and another one, as 2 red dragons burst out of the clouds, and they look down. You guys are surrounded again, even though Calaman's forces are here in mass. 2 red dragons have burst out with dragonels around. And the red dragons look at you all near the dead body of one of their fallen. And it says, "It appears Ishark's gluttony bit off more than he could chew. We will claim this victory for our queen." And before he can finish, the sky gets darker as storm clouds appear and thunder starts to roar. And you see a small light in this storm cloud, a small sparkling light that starts to static, glistening. The dragons don't see it. And then a giant beam of intense speed and electricity pierces through one of the dragon's necks, instantly severing its head, falling to the ground as this lightning bolt hits the rest of that the other dragon that just yelled at you all. And it gets hit, and it's okay. It gathers itself, but it gets hit as this massive beam of electrical might shoots across the sky like a shooting star, injuring the red dragon that was speaking and killing the other red dragon instantly, when you all hear a booming voice go, "Get away from my bronze," as Humruruth the Valiant, the bronze dragon, bursts out of the sky, bursts through the clouds, flying through, and screams, "Humruruth the Valiant is here!" And he's in his full dragon form, wings out, bronze wings flying out. The guy who named you all, the guy who you all fought Lord Soth with all those weeks ago in the beginning, is finally here as he dramatically lands next to all of you all. And he says, "Hello again, friends. Been a long time. I can sense that you've all gotten way stronger. I bring you aids and I bring you gifts. What say you all jump on my back like old times and we blow these bastards out of the sky?"
Say less.
So you jump onto his back?
Without a doubt.
Awesome.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
I got wings too now, but you're faster. Let's go. She jumps
Let's go, friend.
Awesome. This is awesome. Okay, I'm missing Willow. I'm guessing you bring Spitfire back real quickly. Probably. Willow, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
She's immediately bamfing Spitfire in. She's good.
Cool. As all of a sudden, you all feel the tremendous might of Humruruth's strength out in the open, no longer in a cavern, as he smashes the ground and goes, "Let's go!" And he launches himself up, flying high, high, high to meet the Dragonels and the red dragon up in the sky head on. So you guys are now in a sky battle. I have you all here. There's Humruruth. So the way this will work is I kind of want it to be not too combat-y, actually. I mean, it will be. You guys can be combat-y, but I want it to be a little more a little loose, as you all have the help of Humruruth here. So I'll reward creativity. This is kind of hopefully a storytelling thing, but if you guys suck, it could go bad for sure. You guys see these kind of weird white outline things? Those are the Dragonels. I put a ring around them. Here's the one red dragon that's alive still, and it's smaller than Humruruth, as this red dragon is in shock at this, literally in shock, but also emotionally in shock at a bronze dragon coming out. As Humruruth has his weird backpacks and bags on his back still, ropes and stuff. You guys didn't have time to tie yourselves onto Humruruth, so it is a little harder to stick on. And I'll need you all actually to do athletics checks. But he says, "In the bags, there's more of those bombs that you all love. Blow these bastards out of the sky." Uh-oh, Willow, you kind of tumble. And I need you to do another athletics check. Oh, true. And
most
it
certainly
is a
will, but I want
minus
to point
two.
out.
It is a minus two. Thank you, Melvin, for remembering.
Great. I also want to point out I rolled a nat 1 and now a nat 2. So, okay, -2 is still 16.
Yeah. So you go tumbling, Willow, and you grab onto Hamuru's tail, actually. So you're like, oh shit, as you were hanging on, and Lyx is like, just totally destabilized. I'll say with that high enough of a roll, you're able to grab Lyx, but Lyx is like, you're kind of like hanging over Lyx, just being held by Willow. So that's where you guys are. Okay. And we are going to start with Humruruth, who's going to be a little foolish and use his turn to tell you all about the bags and that there's some bombs in there that you guys can grab and throw. And then he's actually going to use his turn to talk to the red dragon. He's not going to fight right away. He's going to say, you know you can't win. You follow a path of weakness. You're a slave to Takesis. Can't you see you've lost your free will? You're a disgrace to dragonkind. The red dragon kind of looks at him and says, you're surrounded. You got a lucky sucker shot. You're the coward. You couldn't face me head on. And ignores everything that Humruruth just said. But that's actually Humruruth's turn. And I'm going to keep the same initiative, but it is loose. You guys can kind of we can be a little loose here. You guys can command Humruruth to do stuff, to do dragon shit. He's also got some cool lightning shooting abilities, obviously. But he has to recharge normally for those things. So we're actually going to start with Melvin this time. Melvin, you're up, and then we got Lyx, and then we got Willow. You can definitely command Humruruth to move. It's not super strict rules, this is more for fun and cinema.
All right, Humruruth, advance forward across the board.
Sure. So you just want to move up toward the red dragon?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then each square is 10 feet. So
yeah.
Oh, so that's 350? What?
No, that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 60. Oh, yeah, the third.
Oops. I'm going to go ahead and cast Shatter to that Dragon Neil rider in the back. Give me a DC.
Oh, damn. Sorry, friend. I got a 21.
Ah, shit. Okay.
But does it do damage still? Like half or something?
Yeah, I think it's half.
Okay.
And I guess the bonus action still wouldn't be there. Damn. Okay, and my turn.
Okay, it does some damage to it then, or sorry, how much damage? Whatever. It hurts it, but it's still good. Okay, and then we have Lyx. The wind is blowing through all your hair.
Am I stable? Willow,
you're gonna have to try and stabilize. Yeah, so you're being grabbed by Willow. What do you do?
Can I use my movement to try and pull myself onto?
Yeah. Yep, and you're good. You kind of climb over Willow, and I don't know, maybe she gives you a little shove onto Humruruth.
I'll take it, and I'll just give Humruruth a little pat. Feel those nice scales.
He does kind of like a weird, almost like a cat when you do that, like a weird little noise.
I'll do dissonant whispers on the Dragonelle.
Same one?
Do a wisdom saving throw.
Cool, on the same one that Melvin attacked?
Yeah, are there more? Or
Yeah, there's a bunch of these white ones, but I'll just say that you went for that one. It fails.
Okay.
So wait, what happens then?
I'm gonna do some damage, and it moves as far as its speed allows away from us.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay. So this is what happens actually, Lyx. Is the rider on top? Do you target the Dragonelle or the rider?
Honestly, I think the Dragonelle, now that I'm
the rider's pissed and is like, what are you doing? Hey, no, what, stop? And it's just kind of flying away out of the battlefield because this is open air. It's just going to keep going its full movement speed, which is pretty fast and is pretty far away from you all.
Okay. Yeah, and that was 13 damage that it took.
Cool.
Well, I think the Fargabs are a mile.
Yeah, it is 5 miles.
Oh, 5? Nice.
Yeah, 5 miles. All right, anything else, Lyx?
Humruruth, I've missed you so much. Thank you for the bombs.
I missed you all too. You never answered my calls. Do none of you speak bird?
Oh.
What? You've been calling us?
Yes, through the song. Never mind. We'll talk about this later when we're not getting attacked. So you might remember that you guys could message through the birds, but none of you speak bird. He's like, I thought one of you was a druid or something. Okay, whatever. All right, anything else, Lyx?
No, I don't speak bird, but maybe I could learn, and that's it.
Okay. And the red dragon looks really pissed at you all, just kind of chatting casually. All right, Willow, your turn. And then Sneak.
She is going to climb up and move up a bit more on Humruth.
Okay.
And I think that might... No. Okay. She doesn't have anything she can hit, because I just remembered the squares are 10 feet.
You
Never
have
mind.
bombs.
She's got wings. She's
Yeah,
gonna fly...
you have wings and bombs.
She's gonna fly off, staying close, but not
Okay.
like right next to, and get about 20 feet away from the red dragon and shoot at it twice with Curie Joel's Blessing.
Perfect. Go ahead, roll to hit. And as you do that, Humruth's like, I knew one of you was a druid. There we go.
Well, that definitely does not hit.
Oh no. Okay. What's the? You get one more, right?
Yes, I do.
Hey,
Does
that
a
hits.
17 still hit?
Yeah. Holy shit, that's a
Okay.
lot of damage. Are you raging again?
No, it's not that much damage. This is just a hit, because
Okay.
it's just the radiant, which is a... I just had it up. I apologize. D6, so I have to roll the D6. That's
Do
if
it.
I still use the axe like to hit, but the damage is different. So
Okay, I'll trust you.
four radiant.
Okay. So is it?
Oh, actually,
Is it 14
second.
total? Sorry.
so I also have Savage Attacker, where I can re-roll a damage dice once per round, and since this is my round, I will go ahead
Sure.
and see if I can get a higher on that. So it's a 5 radiant damage.
Okay. So sorry, how much is that then total?
Just 5.
No, total damage with your like normal. Oh, duh! It's the freaking beam. Okay, so
It's
sorry.
just the beam. There's
yeah,
no
yeah.
physical hit. This is...
Yeah. Gotcha,
I'm
gotcha,
sorry.
gotcha,
I know
gotcha.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
confusing because I have to do
Yeah.
that
I
to
got
see
you.
if I hit.
Anything else?
Nope, I'm just there.
Okay, Sneak, it's your turn. There is dragonels flying everywhere, a red dragon flying. You are in the sky with your old friend Humruth.
I am now ecstatic. I feel like I have the advantage. My old boy, Hurumaroof, with lots of bombs, is here to deliver goodness. And I shall load up with the goodness. So I'm going to put some bombs in the bag. I like to grab at least five bombs.
You're gonna
and
steal
put
his bombs instead of
I'm
you're
gonna-
not gonna use them?
No, I will use them. But
Okay.
I'm gonna put 5 bombs in the bag of holding. And I'm gonna
Okay.
take 1 bomb with me.
Okay.
And then I would like to try to shot claw onto the red dragon.
Oh, okay. Do it.
Okay.
Roll to hit.
Is this just the crossbow gauntlet is what I use? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
-2 is not good.
Yeah, that's actually not great. So this is what'll happen. You do that, and I'm gonna do something. You do it. You kind of like, I feel like you kind of like jump out and try to be cool, right? Is that what you're trying to do? Like you're trying
Yeah,
to jump out and be
100%.
cool?
Like, I'm trying to be suave as hell.
Yeah. Okay, so you do that, you fucking miss, and you start falling. And then Humruth grabs you with his hand and he says, "Here you go, bud!" And he like kind of smacks you up. You take 1 damage. As he smacks you up, you go like flying. And he actually helps you like land on that dragon as the dragon's like, and I need you to do an athletics check right now.
Okay, I took the 1 damage away as well.
Yeah, as you got smacked kind of lightly, tossed up like, nice, you hang
15.
on, you're on the red dragon. You're hanging on to it. Okay, that's probably all your actions for this turn, but you're on the red
100%.
dragon as it's pissed. And this red dragon is pissed and it's gonna flail. It's its turn. I think it's gonna fail because it rolled a fucking 2. Even with its strength mods, I think you'll beat it, Sneak. I won't make you roll. As it's trying to get you off, completely pissed that you would dare climb onto it. And that's actually its turn. As the dragonels start to kind of do this in pretty intricate like formations, actually, like diving around the sky, moving around in somewhat of a unified way. This one comes up, and they take aim at Humruth only. Okay. Only one of them hits. And it stabs into Humruth's side. And he says, "Is that all you got? You traitors!" And now it's your turn, Melvin. And we keep it going. And we can be a little amorphous if you guys want to jump in from other turns or whatever. I think I'll use Humruth as actually, it's Humruth's turn. He's going to go up over here to this guy and give him a good tail swipe. Oh my fucking god, natural 20. I'm gonna say with that tail swipe, he like does this cool acrobatic thing. He tells you all to hang on as he just smacks the rider flying off of that dragonel. And this dragonel is just alone and it's kind of like lost, maybe following its rider that went flying. It's just fucking baseball batted away by Humruth's tail. And he's like, "That's what you get for serving evil!" All right, Melvin, it's your turn. And then we have Lyx and Willow. Okay, Lyx or Willow can go.
Yeah, you guys can still go. I'm also moving. Why don't we go ahead and use color spray.
Okay.
So, all right. show
This is-
color spray. How
Who are
that
you
one
using it
works.
on? That's how many hit points worth of creatures you can affect, right? Something like that.
Sorry, I think I'm out of range anyway. It's a 15-foot cone. My bad. I actually can't use that.
You can tell Hamuru to move a little.
Yeah, so I guess move. Yeah, kind of closer to
Big
Sneak,
boy?
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I guess I'm gonna try to blind the big boy, big little boy.
Okay. So okay, so is it 46 hit points worth? Is that how the spell works?
Yeah, like,
It's not enough.
oh shit. Okay, well then, it doesn't work then.
Yeah, I'll let you do one more thing. I'll be nice.
We're gonna use Vicious Mockery.
Okay, do it. The classic. What does this look like?
I think.
Oh my god, natural one. You got it.
So, Oh my gosh, I can't think of a burn. Give me a sec.
Okay. All right, Lyx and Willow, whenever you're ready. But how much damage do I take for that? An amount?
7.
Okay, gotcha.
And you have disadvantage on
Yep.
next attack round.
Yep, cool. Alrighty.
Just say
Uh,
fuck you or something.
Yeah. So
Fuck
that
you,
works.
dumb bitch or something.
It's like
You're
musically-
Melvin though. You're Melvin right now, so you gotta say it in a Melvin tone.
I guess it's just Melvin probably admonishing the dragon for being impolite and just not a very good dude. The vibes are off.
with magical music going at it at the same time.
Just start screaming operatically. You
Perfect.
smell worse than the dead dragon we killed over there. Nice.
It worked. It worked. Okay. Lyx or Willow? Lyx, you're bombing it up
Yeah, I'll grab a bomb and toss a.
at the dragon?
I don't know, who can I toss it to in this range?
You can tell him to move around and stuff if you
All
want to do
right, I'll
something.
tell him to move around. I don't want to get too far from Sneak, so how about the dragon up north?
Drop it on its dome.
Okay. Yeah, I grabbed the dragon by accident. Okay.
So I'm gonna have to pull up the bomb info to know how it works again.
Yeah, you just like launch that bit, and I think there's a saving throw. Yeah, it's in the
Okay.
main area.
Yeah, you need to do a dex saving throw. Oh, but it's not that high.
Oh my god. 8?
Okay, it lost.
I failed. Nice.
All right, so it's gonna take 3d6.
Roll them. Roll 3d6.
6, 1, 5. So 12.
Okay.
Okay.
As you do that, that was enough to blow the rider off of that dragon. Now, as that rider goes flying, like, oh shit, just screaming, and the dragonel's kind of like confused and like also diving down after its master. It
Can
looks like that
I-
person's still alive.
Can I try and speak Draconic and like just say free, be free? Can I try and
Yeah,
vocalize
do it.
that?
Yeah, do an arcane check as you try to do that.
Okay.
Or I'll let you either do arcane or persuasion. I'll let you choose.
Let's do Arcane, porfa. 16.
That's enough to say free, like free, go, free, free.
Okay.
Like
okay.
fly free, go. Like very simple. Hit you and goes like, does this weird like bark. It doesn't really speak. It's like a something like that, kind of like a pterodactyl sounds or something. And it flies away. It actually goes away peacefully as it realizes it's free again.
Awesome.
All right, Willow, what do you got? And then we have Sneak.
So this may be stupid, but she's gonna do it anyway. So she was in front of
Oh yeah, you were
this
flying.
dragon.
Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, that's why I moved her, because things got moved around. She's gonna, like, kind of dive and try to, like, cut somewhere, like, under the dragon, probably around, like, the leg area, just to kind of piss it off, hopefully.
Sure. Yeah, roll to hit. Go for it.
So she is gonna rage first. I'm saying that before I rolled a hit. So 24 hit.
That hits.
Okay, so I seriously doubt a 13 hits.
That misses.
Okay, but the first one hits.
Yes.
And there's also, with raging, sorry, I have my notepad out, but I didn't look directly at it. I think I also have Divine Fury, which is a D8, because I'm raging.
So you're aiming kind of at the legs, you said?
Yeah, just somewhere that
Okay.
it's, like, not gonna bite me. I'm not trying to go for the face or anything.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep. No, you.
And then just trying to kind of, like, hide under it almost. Like, I know I
yeah,
can't
you're like
hide,
below
hide,
it, annoying
but, like,
it. Yeah.
at the very least, stay away from the mouth, knowing that they can swallow us. So
Yeah, no.
that-
Sneak on top and you're below. You're definitely annoying it. It's like being attacked by really big, annoying mosquitoes to it right now. Anything
I
else,
think-
Willow? That's probably it for you, Willow, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay, cool. Sneak, it is your turn.
Sneak, now witnessing that Willow's just done a number on this dragon's legs. He is now on the back of this dragon. He is getting up. He's a little cocky. He's cracking his back. Still covered with the puke of the last dragon and the acid of the last dragon. He's going to try his darndest to go ahead and place a bomb right on the shoulder blades of the dragon, trying to take out the wings, because he's seen Willow take out the legs, and if it can't fly, it probably can't land right. So he's gonna try to take out the dragon's wings.
So you're gonna place a bomb? Are you gonna hang out, or what are you doing? You're jumping off?
I would like to set it. And is Willow still flying around me?
She's below you.
She's below me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think yeah. Do a perception check.
Okay, I'll do a perception. Well, I did see her. I did see her blow off the wings, but I will do a perception check because I need to be very perceptive.
You got her. You know that she flew underneath. You know she's around there.
Okay, so I'm gonna yell out to Willow before I set the bomb. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, get ready to catch me!" And I'm gonna set the bomb. Yeah, that's all she needs to know. She just did this, and she doesn't know what's going on. So I'm gonna place the bomb very gently. I'm gonna walk up to it, and I'm gonna just place it gently. I'm gonna give it a little kiss, and I'm gonna set it, and I'm gonna say, "Willow, get ready to catch me!" And then I'm gonna jump off, do a little swine dog. What do I gotta do?
Nothing actually. That's all pretty free stuff because you're just jumping off to your death technically. We'll see if Willow catches you next turn, but you fall some 10-ish feet at the moment. I think that's all you can do probably, buddy, because you're now floating in the sky.
No, yeah, that's it.
You're just sneak jumping off. Bomb goes off. Roll 3d6 and roll 6d6. I'll make it count like as a sneak attack kind of thing because you were creative here. So just roll 6d6 as you do that much damage to the dragon from putting it in a clever spot, working with your friend. And it seems like there's tears appearing in the wings, and it's definitely like starting to limp a little bit as if it's flying like Orly. It's gonna use its turn to very shittily try to attack all of you, Willow and Sneak. So it misses with the first swipe of its claw, but then it goes for another swipe, and it does sorry, let me double check this. Does a 16 hit, Sneak?
But what about a disadvantage? Because that's its next attack.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that was the disadvantage one, 16.
13.
Okay, so it hits. So that'll be 13 damage, funny enough. 13 damage to you.
Oof.
As it does swipe you, and you actually get launched a little bit further down, so now you got pushed back 10 more feet. You're like, oh shit! As this dragon's looking at you and goes... And then it goes for you, Willow, with trying to bite at you, actually. And it does succeed. And Willow, you're raging, right? You're raging, so this will be half 7. So you take 10 damage total, Willow, and I already halved it. 3 of that damage is fire damage, as its fire is like coming out of its mouth, and it takes a bite out of your torso area.
That's fair. I just want to say that doesn't even knock out all the temporary hit points I still have because nothing has hit me yet. This is the first thing.
That's awesome. So you're hardy. You kind of, I'll let you, if you kind of like look at it and the dragon's like, what the fuck are you?
I don't know either, bitch.
As you've maybe never heard a dragon curse at you ever. And then it's Humrurut's turn, and it looks at the dragon and says, yield now, my friends, the Bronze Bombers. And you stand no chance against us, as you can see. Yield, creature of Takesis! And then the dragon looks at you all. No. And it tries to unleash flames, and Humruru unleashes its beam before it can react, piercing through its chest, and the dragon falls. And Willow, I'll let you react
Does
to
that
try and...
set off the bomb?
The bomb already set off. The bomb already set off and fucked up the wings, and that's when the dragon reacted and swiped at everybody. But it looks like the dragon's falling to its death. It's actually catching up with your fall now, Sneak. Willow, are you diving? What's going on here?
Yeah, of course I'm diving. I gotta get my little guy.
This is kind of like a rerun of the Marshall Nestor thing. So go ahead.
God, I hope not.
I forgot what I asked you to do then. Just do an athletics check, I think, because you're like diving using your full body force to head to your buddy.
10.
Humruth yells out, come on, Willow, you can do it! You get one more.
Since we're being flexible, can I give a bardic inspiration?
Yes. Oh, for
Please.
sure. Yeah, what does it sound like?
Yeah, likewise. Melvin's gonna be like, come on, Willow, come on! Come on, like something about the Kingfisher.
Okay,
Kingfisher hero.
Yeah,
So
the
you got one
Kingfisher champion.
Kingfisher champion, get it!
There we go. You're diving. You're fucking like going down like a missile, like Superman. You reach out your arm the first time and Lil Sneak's like, shit! And it doesn't quite catch. But then you reach out your other arm and boom, you grab his arm and you're able to lift him up as the rest of the Dragonels retreat. And the red dragon army below seems to be decimated or retreating as well. And
Hey, Sneak, next time, make sure I'm in place before you jump.
I'm sorry.
And Humura's like, Sneak knew your bond would protect you both. That's the power of trust.
That's for sure. Thank you. Sorry, I was just feeling too cocky. I love you. You're my best friend.
Yeah, and I've already seen you die once. Let's not do that again, okay?
Yes.
Cool. And we head back to Humuru.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys did it. You guys have won the battle of the Kletar Midlands. As you guys can hear from far below, the soldiers of Kalaman just, declaring victory as whatever scattered forces of the Red Dragon army in this area are left are kind of running away aimlessly. I mean, it looks like, it's a deadly battlefield down there. There is a lot lost, especially from E-Shark's damage earlier. But ultimately, you guys have defeated this contingent, I don't know if that's the right word, of the Red Dragon army as Humruth lets out a powerful roar that echoes across the sky and says, "Victory!" as that red dragon lands onto the ground and everyone is just cheering and cheering and cheering. What do y'all do? Do y'all say anything? Do you do anything? What's going on?
As soon as we all get back together, Willow is going to ask to use somebody's Fargab to try to immediately contact Darrett because she gave him hers, so she doesn't have one.
He responds almost right away and he's panting, "We won!" And his voice cracks like the old times. And he's like, we did it! Willow! We won a battle! We won a big one! He's just cheering through you hear him cheering through the Fargab.
We did, and we're coming back with a new friend. I want you to meet him.
And then Humruth says, "Any friend of my bronze bombers will be a great ally and friend of mine. Yes! Let us feast, let us rest, and let us celebrate our tremendous victory. I have many secrets to share with you all, many tidings, but let's find a better place to talk. I'm sure you all have a lot to say too."
I'm gonna ask, can I keep these 5 bombs that I stacked from you, or can I keep this in?
He reaches over to you and is trying to grab you. Are you gonna dodge it, or are you gonna let him grab you?
I'm gonna let him grab me. He seems nice.
Yeah, he grabs you, and he says, "Sneak." And he's looking at you face to face, and you see his beautiful green eyes. He's still very intimidating, right? But he's got the beautiful green eyes. It's very charming, actually. And he's holding you. He's like, "Sneak, I was always very handsome and charming. But ever since you told me to embroider my armor with the color of my eyes with green, people are noticing me even more. You can have all the bombs, buddy." And he pats your head. You're just you guys are hundreds of feet above the air as he's patting you on the head. And he says, "I missed you, friend."
I'll tell him equally, dude, I can get lost in your eyes, big dog.
And he goes, "Oh, Sneak, you do look a little different though, speaking of eyes. But it's okay, I like it. It's cool."
Yeah, mine are dead. I died.
Oh, yeah, you dyed them red and blue, it looks like.
Yeah.
He's totally lost. He thinks you're talking about the tattoos. Cool. Anything else here in the sky? You guys are up in the sky. As you guys kind of see the last silhouettes of the Dragonels flying away. Maybe some memories of Vogler return to some of you, but it's a little bit of the opposite. Instead of the enemy charging in, destroying everything, the enemy is retreating and running away. Cool. Do you guys want to...
I think
go
Sneak
ahead.
honestly would say, "Hey, I'm proud of all of you. Thank you for just being so smart. Every single one of you seem to have pulled the right moves at the right time. And, jeez, we're just the greatest old gang."
Guys, we killed a dragon today. The first dragon to die, the first of the red dragons to die in possibly hundreds of years. We're the first people to kill a dragon in hundreds of years, I think. An evil dragon, he says to Humuru.
And he says, "Of course, we are doing Paladine's work. And there's more work to be done, my friends. This is just the beginning. Now, I am very hungry and have to go to the bathroom. Let's rest." He like dives down. I mean, there's kind of a, for the sake of brevity, there's a quick exchange with General Rodan and Humruruth, and like the Kalamani soldiers are in awe of Humruruth a little bit, taken aback. Maybe you guys have to like be like, no, he's good, he's good, he's good. As General Rodan, like, he trusts him immediately, seeing that you're all on. And General Rodan, kind of bloodied, kind of dirty, but still looking pretty good. He says, we took over Wheel Watch outpost a little northeast of here, and we ran into a tribe of Finn Maskar warriors and people. Lyx, he looks at you. He's on his horse, Lyx, General Rodan. Looking kind of handsome, even though he's like all dirty and gruff. If you're into the dirty, gruff look, he's definitely fitting that sweaty, hot soldier vibe. He looks at you, Lyx, and he's like, there was a professor, Professor Zark. He said you were providing reinforcements to Darrett and Bakaris. We came immediately once we cleared out the Wheel Watch outpost because of this. So Lyx, your words, your trust in these people helped really turn the tide of the battle here. You did well. You built the right allies.
Oh shit, General. Thank you.
And he says, you all did amazing, and I will recommend you all for promotion immediately. He doesn't have that power to promote you guys, but he will recommend you all to be promoted. Because, and then he kind of looks at the rest of the troops. Today is Calaman's day! And like everyone's like kind of cheering or whatever. He says that you all should probably retreat to Wheel Watch Outpost, which has now been taken over again by Calaman to rest, recover, and share information and stuff. Cool. So how are you guys feeling? I know we took kind of a longer break last time, so I'm happy to power through and play until 8:30 if you guys want, but we can also take a small break if anyone needs it. I think this last part, I don't know if we'll finish it, but it's kind of like catching up, I guess, right, with everyone. Yeah.
So just a quick question. When we all get back together, do we know what happened to Bakaris, the lesser?
Yeah, you don't see Lord Bakaris amongst these troops actually, but when you get back to Wheel Watch Outpost, he looks pretty defeated, and you kind of assume that Bakaris was not found. And Derek kind of tells you like we couldn't find him. Even amongst the dead, Bakaris the Younger was not found. So he's missing. It seems like most of his platoon is actually missing as well, but some of them were found dead.
So Sneak would walk up to Derek and say, hey, I killed a fucking dragon. Don't you ever fucking question me again. You motherfucker. Now fucking Bakaris the Lesser is missing, and you could have just grabbed him and left. But, hey, thank you. I appreciate you. You did good.
And Derek looks at you and
I'm
says,
a little mad.
Derek says, I've never questioned your abilities, bud. I guess I just questioned your call. Why do you care so much about Bakaris the Younger? He betrayed all of Vogler. I'm always going to choose Lyx, my childhood friend, over these scum. And
yeah, I get that. Lyx is my best friend, but Bakaris is still a Voglin, and he's still a part of our community. Even though he's a piece of shit, we still need to help our people. All right, that's just plain and simple. And we can help Lyx.
Okay, Sneak, like I hear you, but Dara is also my homie, and I appreciate what he did. And I'm pretty sure the Bakaris is like moved here a couple years ago to Vogler.
They did, yeah. They're pretty new. They just kind of came in and bought a bunch of property.
Does not matter. They are now a part of our league. And hey, you would have done so much better leading that army out of here than helping us. You ended up missing a bunch of shots, and I do appreciate it. You did help us. I'm not denying that. But I just wish you would have heard of how much we probably could have saved a lot more men. You know, if you just would have rushed them to
I'll buy you a beer later.
Say something, guys. Say something. Derek feels bad. Derek feels bad. He's like, shit. He's just getting shit on by Sneak.
Willow's gonna take Derek away. She's not gonna shut Sneak up, but she's not gonna let this keep happening.
You're lucky I didn't cuss him out.
Derek is still confused. He's really confused as to why you care so much about the Bakarises, but I guess
no, it's also because I could have seen a good I see a good effort in Derek where he could have led this other army to retreat to handle this special forces.
I mean, what army? The army was fighting with you guys. What army are you talking about?
Just the remainder. Just get him out of here, dude. Just get him out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Derek is like, what the fuck, dude?
I still love Derek. I do love Derek. I am glad he ended up saving us, but I just wish we could have came to some mutual agreement to have goddamn this fictional character, dude. Fuck you, dog. dog.
Yeah, this is cool. No, this is cool. Yeah, Humruth is like, whoa. And Humruth has actually like turned back into his Michael B. Jordan form. Surprise, surprise. Sorry, it's AI. Sorry. I mean, it's Michael B. Jordan. It's like, I thought it'd be cool if I gave it a go. So it looks not amazing. It's AI, but this is the green armor.
I'm living.
This is the green armor kind of inspired by what Sneak suggested all those, in the very beginning of the campaign, basically. Humruth kind of jumps in a little bit and he says, this is what war can do to us. And he kind of looks at all of you and he says, war is terrible. War tugs at our brain and our hearts. But we must remember, even if we make mistakes, even if we make the bad calls, and we will, those in leadership especially will make bad calls. We have to keep fighting. We have to forgive our allies when we can. And we have to keep working together, or Takesis will win. That I can guarantee. And he's looking at all of you. He's not really like singling you out or anything, Sneak. And he has like this giant like mutton of meat. He has like this giant mutton of meat that he's just like, he like chows down into. And there's kind of like a lot of soldiers here. So we're over here around this. It's getting kind of dark. There's a giant bonfire here in the middle. So you guys can imagine this is packed with soldiers right now. You guys are maybe around this bonfire.
Do you guys see? Do you guys see?
I was gonna
something?
say it's a black screen.
Oh, what the hell? Why does it do that?
Sorry.
That's funny. Don't worry, I can remove that. Well, here we go. Dramatic reveal. It's okay. It's a fort. But yes, so you guys are... This is the Wheel Watch outpost that General Rodan helped conquer, helped reclaim for Calaman. So you guys are maybe around this bonfire. That's kind of where a lot of people are. That's where Humruth is. That's where General Rodan is and Darrett was. And there's a lot of soldiers around. It's packed. It's slammed. Everyone's kind of eating. There's obviously soldiers on the walls, guarding the walls and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of like dusk, I imagine. It's almost dark time. And yep, Humruth just said that. And he says, he kind of goes up to Darrett and he's like, Darrett, you followed your heart and maybe it was the wrong choice. Maybe there is a lot of strategic value in this young boy that Sneak cares about. Or maybe he's a close friend. I don't know this kid. But Darrett, if you chose to protect Lyx and if you tried your best, that was the choice you made. And now we have to save Bakaris. Now we have to simply react to what happened and never give up. For I know that's what the Knights of Solamnia that I've met would do. And Darrett's kind of like a little emotional still. And he's just like, I just feel like I'm letting everyone down. Declan, Ispin, I think Sneak's right. I'm not doing enough. And he like throws his sword on the ground and kind of like storms away, walking away.
Willow's gonna follow him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't know
Willow
if he's
follows.
gonna let me catch up or if we're just gonna be walking for a bit, but
Yeah, he does.
okay.
Yeah, Bakaris, you kind of like walk by Bakaris, who's like in a corner, sad. He looks up at you all, but doesn't really say anything.
I would like to yell at Darrett real quick. I want to say, hey,
Immediately, Humruth puts his hand over your mouth, and he says, "No," and he holds your mouth tight. You've said enough, my tender friend.
I do have something genuine and good to say.
Are you
and
sure?
I'm going to say it 100%.
All right, you better shout it loud because he's far.
Okay, I'm
He
going to
uncovers you.
shout. I'm going to shout. My actual superpower is that I have no fear. And I know you are always constantly filled with fear. I just want you to hope. I just want you to know that you can live without fear.
You're shouting this across the courtyard.
Yeah.
You're shouting like a MLK speech here, like.
Yeah, but that is genuinely Sneak's fear, like superpower. He has no fear. He does not care.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he wants to shout that out to Darrett. It's like, hey, you have fear with you. Just try to remove it. That's it.
And Humruth kind of like pats your back. He's like, very good. Fear is very debilitating. But Sneak, you're really good at holding that back. A lot of pathetic humans and other non-dragon beings really struggle with this fear and cowardice and pride. Oh, pride is the ultimate killer of most of you humanoids. Pride is the reason these people are joining the Red Dragon Army. So Sneak or Humruth kind of not saying the best shit here. He's like, anyways, you guys are great. And he has like a giant flagon of like ale. He just like gulps it in one. He's like, let me get a little more of this, but I have some important information to share with you all whenever you're ready. So Willow, I'll say you're still walking away and maybe we can do something either out of session or to start the next session if that's okay with you. With with Derek if you want, unless you have something right now.
I mean, I could do it now or we could wait. It just depends on how you want to kind of wrap this up. I don't mind waiting.
Do you guys want emotional or informative slash homebrewthy, for lack of a better word?
I would vote for emotional because if you give me something informative right now, I'm gonna forget it 2 weeks from now. But that's
I can go with that.
just me.
It's very homebrewthy informative. That's what I'll say.
I'm kind of more emotional and then
I
information.
can
Okay.
wait for
Maybe we can
the
do both. We'll see.
rumors.
Yeah, maybe we can do both. All right, let's do Willow then. Willow, what are you doing? So Derek kind of stops. He's like, let's say that Derek is going up the stairs over here. So he's kind of like up on the walls now at this point. You followed him. He did kind of stop, you notice, as Sneak is shouting out this stuff across the courtyard. And like a bunch of soldiers are like looking at Sneak, turning around. Like some of them were eating and chilling, you know, playing card games or something. And then everyone's just kind of looking at Sneak like, the fuck? But some of them are actually like nodding their heads at Sneak. What do you do? Derek's looking away from you.
If he allows me to catch up to him towards the top of the stairs, I'll just lay a hand on his shoulder and start by saying, I know Sneak is trying to come from a good place, but at the end of the day, you two are very different people. And not that he hasn't experienced loss, but you experienced a lot of things when you were younger that you should not have had to. And I think that's where a lot of your fear comes from. The fear keeps you safe sometimes. I'm scared every time I go into battle. I'm angry too, so it doesn't look like it. But just because you didn't make the call he would make doesn't mean it was the wrong call. And even if you do make the wrong call, you made it from the right place. And I truly believe that of you.
Yeah, and Derek kind of like clenches his fist and he turns around and hugs you very strongly as he's crying. And he's like, you're right. Even with my training, I feel like I'm much better with the sword. I'm a better fighter, but I'm still this kid. I'm still this kid that lost everything. And he's just bawling in your arms.
Yeah, she's gonna immediately embrace him back and continue by saying, you are just a kid. And I don't mean that to negate what you're saying or doing, but you still have time to learn more and to be better. I'm not saying you're not good now, but don't hold yourself to this high standard of Ispen, of Becklin. You're not there yet, and you had no reason to be. You can get there. I fully believe in you, but you're not there yet, and that's okay.
Kind of like backs off from hugging. And he's like, thank you. I think that's really something I need to remember. I'm not them. They're a part of me, but I'm not them. And maybe we'll leave that scene at that. And I think we have time for Ruth if you guys want. So that was kind of a quiet scene between you and Derek. Unless there's something more you want to follow up, Willow, definitely after the I'm not them or whatever.
No, just kind of ending it on, you're not them yet. They live on in you. And you can become just like them, but you're not there yet. But I fully believe in you, and I need you to know that. I'm always here for you if you want to spar, if you want to talk, whatever you need, kid. I got you.
I think I'll take you up on that offer. And yeah, I guess I was just scared to lose Sneak and Lyx again too. They died, and maybe that's what I should have told Sneak. I saw them knocked out. I saw them gone. Couldn't have that happen again. Maybe I'll talk to him tomorrow or something. And then maybe that's where we can leave that. Okay, I think we do have time for Ruth. Okay.
I would like to go up to Ruth.
Yep, sure.
And I'd like to just maybe go up to Ruth. Can you say it again?
Ruth. So some of the good dragons you guys have heard of have like 3 names. Ru, and then Ruth. It is kind of hard.
Ruth.
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to go up to Ruth, and I would like to just give him like a good jaw scratch and be like, dude, thank you, buddy. You're like, honestly, like, I'm so happy to see you again.
And he does the weird, as you're scratching his jaw, he actually does the weird, like, dog kick thing, like, on the side. And he's, like, still, like, he's like, thank you. And then he's, like, still eating, like, some mutton as you do that. And then he, like, breaks the bone and, like, is kind of, like, using it as, like, a big toothpick. He's like, I really should tell you all, especially your generals and stuff, some of the important info I have, though. But you kicked butt out there. I love how brave you were. You just jumped off and put the bomb on it. That was so cool. I didn't hit you too hard, right?
No, dude, you're the best, dude. You're the coolest. That's it.
Cool. All right. So he says, all right, maybe we'll catch Willow up with this later. But General Rodan and my bronze bombers, I need you all to hear this. So I've traveled far across the lands, as you all know, on my quest to find the missing metallic dragon egg. I've met many people. I fought many brigands and thieves and protected many an innocent soul. but I've come to a horrible conclusion. As you all saw today, the red dragons, and he like leans in around the campfire as if he's, or bonfire as if he's telling a horror story to you all. He like leans in looking at you all very seriously. Michael B. Jordan face, green eyes shining in this fire. The red dragons have formed an army and they are wreaking havoc. But it gets worse. And General Rodan is kind of looking at you all like a little confused. I know, shocking. And that's what we face today. But there are other chromatic dragon armies. Blue and green, at least. I've seen them. I've seen them forming and amassing and taking over villages. And I believe they are serving to Kisis. And I believe they are trying to take over all of Kryn. And he kind of looks at you all as every soldier's kind of in silence. And General Rodan is like awkwardly looking at you all. Yeah. You all say anything? He's like, I know. It is a lot to take in. Take your time. And he kind of drinks another giant flagon of like ale.
Sneak's gonna throw up.
You're just drinking too or something? You're just feeling like shit?
Just the leftover acid and everything. And the information. I don't know, dude. I'm just gonna throw up.
Humruth like pats your back and he's like, there. Let it out.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's like a good friend with their drunk friend.
Did you find out about the eggs then?
I have critical information on that, but I did want you all to absorb what I just said. I know it's a lot.
So, I mean, Humruth, we have been fighting the Red Dragon army for a couple weeks now.
What? What do you mean?
They laid waste to Vogler, where we met.
What? No! And then he's like, oh no, I've been underwater too long.
Sothis has control of him, I think.
But we killed him. We vanquished that fiend.
Sorry, bud.
What?
No.
Why didn't you guys tell me? I told you about the birds. None of you speak birds. Damn it, I didn't think about that detail.
Told us not to call you unless we found the eggs. I asked this man. That didn't really work.
The army of evil dragons. I mean, no, I was very clear and scary, probably. You're right.
You know, when we sang Humruth the Valiant.
Oh, yes, I was humming that as I smelled you, my friend. And then so...
But point is, Vogler has been destroyed.
And he's like, shit. Well, now I see why everyone's looking at me this way. Okay. And then General Rodan's like, right. And the soft guy is alive? How?
I could not even tell you. He also got the Morning Flame, so he has the Morning Flame in possession.
Oh boy, I've missed a lot, haven't I?
Oops.
Well, that makes
actually, do you know what it means for Soth to have the Morning Flame? Do you know?
Not really. I gotta be honest. It was just it was yucky, so I gave it to Fizzban. I was like, I hate this thing. Take it, please.
Yeah, you know about that. Okay. So, is there a way to, like, defuse it or, like, make it not important anymore?
Did you guys try punching it really hard?
I didn't think about that.
And I think we'll leave it at that as General Rodan's like, he's looking at the bronze bombers like, he was hoping for like some actual valuable information. and Humruth is basically catching up with news from like a month ago.
Truthfully, so was I. I was also hoping for some useful information from Humruth. And then he's like, there's a dragon army. Bitch!
It's like, well, okay, wait, no. I do have stuff, especially about the eggs. The eggs, okay? The eggs. I think the eggs are a key to this army stuff because I ran into an old friend and they told me that the 5 elders may yet live. The 5 elders, the ancient metallic dragons. If anyone will know what happened to these eggs, it would be these ancient elders. They might not all be alive. And they're likely living somewhere deep in the ground. But that's all I have. And then General Rodan's like, what? Do you mean dragons? And then Humruth's like, yes. Yep, ancient dragons. Brass, copper, bronze, silver, gold. One of each. Hopefully.
Hooks Mishroth?
Underground?
What did you say, Lyx?
Could one of them be Hooks Mishroth?
He looks at you with an intense stare. And the ground is kind of shaking around him as he's like, clenching his fist, and he says, I'd appreciate if you don't bring up that name again. And we'll stop there.
Okay.
Not me just like freaking out back here because Willow's not a part of this, so I can't jump in at all. That was fantastic.
Yay. Awesome. I'm glad you loved it.